Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Second attempt. One. Blue's a lucky one.
3, 4, 5, 6.
This is a healthy competition going on here.
7, 8, 9.
You got 9? 10! Yay! You got it! A new world record! Yay! What do you have to say for yourself?
11,
Oh my God.
12,
12! 13!
14,
14!
15,
15!
15.
15! Now, what's your name again?
Alex Kraus,
Alex Kraus from...
Sturgeon, Maine.
Thank you, Alex Kraus.
What does Chloe have on her head? What is that?
Chicken.
A chicken? What does a chicken say?
Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth. Together. Here we are again, friends. It's Friday night, and everything's right for the weekend. Crazy clothes and anything goes on the weekend. Oh yeah. John called Ann and Jim got soup. I made a date with little old you. Off we went to make a big dent on the weekend. Here we are making that big dent in the weekend, and thanks for denting it with me here on the Truth Quest. And we got a good show for you, a great show for you today. No, never say good, say great, right? Alrighty, Aphrodite. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Well, let's go on over to a crazy little place that we always like to check in on first, and that is Chatlandia. It's a crazy little place way over on the far side of the intranet where all of our friends gather from all over the world and they can chat. Amazing. That's why they call it Chatlandia. That's why we call it Chatlandia. Let's go see. Why, look, it's Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss123. She's one of our ultra mods, and she says, "Hi, Aaron." And then she also says, "I'll be over on YouTube tonight." Cool. And then Kathy also says hi to Peggy because she knows she'll be along shortly. And then I said, "Hi, Kathy." Okay. Thank you. And then I said, "Hiya, Kathy, over there on YouTube." And then Kathy said, "Hi, Aaron," on YouTube. And then I said, "Hello, Truth Questers on YouTube." I got over there to say hi to everybody over there. So that's good. And then Kathy says, "Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. It helps the old algorithm and the algo beat and the algo melody. And hit the old thumbs up because that helps the algorithm and the algo beat and everything else like that. Plus, what else are you going to do with your thumbs? Because we can't hitchhike anymore." Alrighty then. Well, and look who else is here. Thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. And Cass Ass Rumble is here. Our good friend Cass. She says, "Hey guys and gals, sneaking in to support and sharing you out." Oh, thank you very much. Yes, please share this on out too. That's great. And thank you, Cass Ass Rumble. And you know, we found out what our friend Knock My Socks Off name is from. It's from her former horse, or a horse she once had, or maybe still has, or knows. It's a horse's name. I wonder what Cass Ass Rumble means. Maybe I shouldn't ask. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out if we're lucky. And Cass Ass Rumble says, at Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarty, hugs, Aaron. Oh, look at that. Hugs. Isn't that nice? It's like National Friendship Day today, too. Isn't that nice? And I said, hi, Cass Ass Rumble. And there's Peggy Dancer, another one of our Ultramods, and she says, hello, Hot Games and Puzzles, Aaron and Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble tonight. Cool, thank you. And then there's Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer, back over here on Rumble, and she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123. I'll be here tonight. Awesome, thank you. Our Ultramods are the best. So far, we got Kathy and Peggy here so far. And Cap78 Pack says, hi, Cass Ass Rumble 29. Then I said, hi, Peggy. Okay. And then Cap78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, hi, Cass Ass Rumble 29. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron. Oh, she's over in the portrait channel. I didn't get over on that one yet. Oh, and look who else is here. Why, it's our good friend Chroniviewer. Hello, Truth Questers, he says. Well, hello, Chroniviewer. I guess I'll have to go over and say hi to Chroniviewer. Oh, and Valoronian's here, too. Hi, Chroniviewer. Exclamation points, because I got never-ending supply of exclamation points. I got to say hi to Valoronian is here, and I'll display that one right away here. And look, it's Valoronian, another longtime friend. Greetings, fellow Truth Questers. And look who else is here. One of the Mount Westonka High alums, and actually was the president, the class president. Pretty prestigious title. Greetings and hello to all of us on the quest. Thanks, Aaron. You're welcome, buddy. And then Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer says, hello, Chroniviewer. And Kathy says, hi, Cass Ass Rumble 29. And then Kathy says, hello, hi, Chroniviewer. And then Kathy also says, hi, Valoronian. Wow, she types fast. And then Chroniviewer says, hello, Cap 78 Pack. And then Peggy Dancer says, hello, Valoronian. Welcome, fellow Truth Quester. And then Chroniviewer says, hello, Valoronian. And look, Valoronian gets it all done in one shot there. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Chroniviewer. Hello, Aaron. Look at that. That's efficient. And then Valoronian says, hello, Cass Ass Rumble. Oh, he capitalized the A there, the second A. And then Kathy says, hi, at the BK. I gotta go say hi to at the BK too. That's right. Hi, at TH, and it should pop up. It's not popping up. I don't know why. I'll just do it that old-fashioned way. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Well, there you are. And there you have it. Then I said, hi, Chroniviewer. Then I said, hello, hi, Valoronian. And then Chroniviewer says, hi, Aaron. Valoronian says, hello, at the BK. And then Chroniviewer says, hi, Kathy. Then I said, hi, at the BK. Oh, I think I forgot to put the E in there. Oops. Oopsie padoopsie. Alrighty then. Well, boy, we got a lot happening. There's a big solar flash coming. Big solar flare or CME or something like that coming. And so you might want to check out Suspicious Observers. And go check that out. He does a heck of a job. And so let's get into it, shall we now? We're all caught up on Chatlandia. Now we can go over to Facebooklandia. Facebooklandia, something like that. Facebook. Where are you, Facebook? The land of Zuckers, otherwise known as. And here we are. And there's my little profile there. My daughter took that picture of me years ago. But I might not tell you how many years ago. Oh, and look at this really nice picture of Saturn. Titan, Rhea, Saturn, Dione, and Tethys on the 7th, so that on the 30th, just a couple days ago, one day ago. So I see, now I can see with just, well, I guess one right here. This might be Titan. That's a pretty big one. I don't know what moon this is. Well, I guess there's one right there. I didn't see it. And this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of its like 97 moons or something. They have a lot of moons over there. Boy, can you imagine what their astrology is like over there? Oh my goodness. You got our 15th moon rising and our 77th moon in decline or whatever. Oh yeah, that'd be hard to be an astrologer over there, wouldn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, the rings are in focus there. Trump warning. I saw Spain yesterday. I watched the catastrophe that took place. It looks like an invasion of a country by hundreds of thousands of people. That same thing is going to happen to us if the Republicans don't get elected, except worse, much bigger. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy what they're doing, and they obviously don't care about the common people of the countries by allowing that to happen. It's absolutely disgusting. And let's check this out. Another possible meaning of covfefe. Remember Trump used that word years ago? Covfefe.
All right, let's go back in time and talk covfefe, because you remember Donald Trump posted about that. What does it mean? Well, let's do it this way. If you just take it, and George Magazine been selling this shirt since the beginning of George Magazine because we likened it to these elements, right? So if you had cobalt, vanadium, and iron, and you combine them together into one big thing, what would it be? It would be military-grade alloy. Military-grade steel, if it was just those three together. However, if you add another Fe, 2 Fes, a Fifi, what would you get? If you could do it, you would get an impenetrable steel that is magnetized. Think about that. If you combine all of them with the extra Fe, you would be a steel that no one could touch. In fact, it would be magnetized, similar, I hate to say it like this, but to Magneto in the X-Men. Anyway, here's the thing. Who would know that? Well, the only person that would know that, because Fe, iron, dimmer, could only be formed for just a little bit in plasma. The plasma, which was founded by the Tesla coil, Nikola Tesla, and the only person that would ever know about that, other than Nikola Tesla, is John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle. All right, let's go back in time and talk covfefe, because you remember.
Interesting, very interesting, interdasting, you might even say. And remember when Trump advised ivermectin hydroxychloroquine for COVID and the government doctors overruled him? I remember. Oh, I do. Oh, yeah. One of the most talented teams, President Donald Trump convenes the cabinet at Camp David. And let's see, I don't think we're going to watch the whole thing.
America is safer and stronger and far more successful than it was 2 years ago, and I think, frankly, that it ever was. I don't think it's ever been anything like this. We're building more factories and plants in this country than we've ever built before. And we're going to be, at some point, we'll be leaving this position, and we're going to leave this country in very, very good shape. Better shape than it's ever been. When we took office, we inherited a total catastrophe. The last administration created the worst inflation in 48 years, the most dangerous and insecure border in history, and exploding trade deficits like we have never seen before, rampant crime, men and women's sports, transgender mutilization of your children, and chaos and bedlam all over the world. Other than that, they did quite a good job.
Other than that, they did quite a good job. Not okay. Oh, and did you know about this? Maybe you've heard about this. I didn't realize people weren't aware that Lyme disease was probably a lab leak. So here it is, very simply. Lyme disease originated in Lyme, Connecticut. In the 1970s, Lyme, Connecticut just happened to be mere miles away from a U.S. lab studying insect-spreading bioweapons in the 60s. Well, I don't think it was leaked. Let's just say there's maniacal people in charge of things they should never be in charge of. And that's, when they say leak, it's on purpose. And this is Trump's truth that he put out about the Board of Peace. And it's a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas. And that's, it's a very important step. It's a 20-step process, so we'll see. But it's off to a really good start. I've never seen peace in the Middle East be closer than it is right now, thanks to Donald J. Trump and the team he put together. So let's give him a hand for that. And this is a little closer to home, about 45 minutes from here. A scary situation update. Event extent of injuries unknown after multiple vehicle crash on Leo Frigo Bridge. Now, it used to be called the Tower Bridge. It was damaged. It's a scary bridge to go across. It goes way high. And a couple of years ago, a part of it went like 3 feet down. And it's every time I go over that, I wish I had a parachute. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's a scary bridge. And so there it is. I hope they got it fixed. And did you hear about this? Nighttime Journey put this out. NASA Space Center, Houston. Don't miss it. Falcon 9 to hit the moon on the 5th of August. Now, how in the heck did a Falcon 9 rocket make it that far to the moon? I mean, did they... I don't think the Falcon 9... Did the Falcon 9 go around the moon? Was that? No, that was Artemis 2. So I don't know how that got there. Of course, after the spent fuel is ejected, the thing is ejected, maybe it still has power to go towards the moon. But they're going to make a new crater. And isn't that lovely? Maybe the aliens will be upset and come and attack us. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. This traitor kept our kids out of school for a year and then forced them to wear bacteria-filled masks for zero reason. I will never let him off the hook. Fauci belongs in prison. Yes, he does. He belongs in prison for the rest of his miserable life. He can talk to the cockroaches. He can tell them, yeah, it's social distancing, cockroaches. Yeah, that's why I invented the Invisimask, because masks don't work. They didn't work during the Spanish flu, and they didn't work then either. Todd Blanche is a star, and everyone knows it. He has the potential to go down as one of the greatest attorney generals of all time. However, John Cornyn of Texas and Tom Tillis of North Carolina, both of whom I refuse to endorse, and whose political careers have been ended by my action, haha, you should have been more MAGA, are refusing to vote for this great nominee, who will remain in any event as acting. Remember, both Cornyn and Tillis voted for Merrick Garland and others, too numerous to mention. I have no objection to temporarily withdrawing Todd's name if they do not do the right thing and putting him back after Cornyn and Tillis are out of office. See you later. See you later, alligator. And we'll see you at the unemployment line. Ron DeSantis, AG, is seeking to convict Anthony Fauci at the state level. If he is convicted by Florida, his auto pen pardon is negated, and Fauci will be sent will be off to prison. Let's see that happen. I hope every state does that. He'll be going from state to state. He'll get a tour of all the prisons of all the states. Remember that one time in the 80s and 90s when people died from the AIDS treatment, AZT, and not from the actual AIDS virus? Remember that one doctor that promoted that treatment? You guessed it, none other than Anthony Fauci. Yeah, he just likes to kill lots of people with what he calls medicine, which isn't medicine. You hear about this? Gina, thanks Gina for putting this out. In Italy to suspend the Schengen area agreement with Spain following major migrant invasion. Yes, there's a migrant invasion going on in Spain. And you know, it's weird because the people in Mexico speak Spanish and the people in Spain speak Mexican. Well, they speak Spanish too, but I think that's kind of funny. Well, there you go. Although we speak English, we don't speak American? Maybe we need a new language, a new lingo, schmingo. And what does Brandon Gill say? Oh, it's tiny type. Spain's socialist prime minister announced he would be giving amnesty to millions of illegal aliens. Now his country is being invaded by hordes of military-aged men from Africa. Because that's what happens every single time a politician offers amnesty. Yeah. So don't do that. Don't do that. These globalist scumbags. And my friend Tom Gray, he also went to Mount Wisconka High. Sad to see Pearson's Candy Company closing up in Minnesota. Democrats destroying one business at a time. Yeah, remember Salted Nut Rolls? Is that the same company? So yeah, Tampon Tim is just all the companies are leaving Minnesota. You know, at one time Minnesota had the most headquarters, corporate headquarters of any state. I don't think that's still true. Is it? And this is actually happening, says, oh, this is from 2024, from my memories. The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule. Yes. See? He's been sounding the alarm since then. Oh, look at this. Now, Newsweek is it's a liberal rag. Newsweek. Trump was right about Venezuela and everything else, by the way. Yeah, 6 months later, there's no chaos. They said, oh, there's going to be chaos. No chaos. Just goodness. And Dershowitz, Alan Dershowitz says, as an old Democrat, I am trying my best to prevent the Democrats from winning the midterms. There's no question in my mind today. The Democrats are the evil party in America. They are very similar to what we saw in Germany in 1932. Let me see. Who might that be? Oh, yeah. Adolfo Hitlero. Yeah. Oh, and here is Adam West talking about Batman. Let's take a listen to Adam West.
We did the movie the first summer hiatus after we started the series. Originally, they intended to do the movie first and use the movie to sell the series. But we got lucky in that the series was accepted and went on the air. We did 34 episodes and then did the movie. The comedic aspects of it, the theater of the absurd, these were the things that I kind of concentrated on and enjoyed mostly. One of my favorite scenes remains that bomb scene in the movie. I hear that wherever I go. Some days you can't get rid of a bomb. I hope it doesn't reflect on my entire career.
I thought that was the dumbest scene in a Batman anything, but you know, he liked it, so that counts. And Trump takes questions from reporters. We're going to skip past that. And look at this. This is pretty heartwarming. This is a veteran. Listen to what he has to say.
This has been such a rewarding time. And it makes me really emotional knowing he's not with us, because he literally saved my life. This was immensely heartwarming to me. This is personal. I mean, I can see myself in it, right? A part of me is in this display here. So that's what it means to me. It gives me immense pride being able to see my name up there, or my dad's name's up there, or Don Geiger's name's up there.
Isn't that great? Oh, and Valeronian says, it's got to be a Falcon 9 top stage. The lower stage returns. Maybe they pointed it to, I don't know. That's interesting. Oh, and Peggy Dancer puts this out. Please come in and enjoy the show. Hit the thumbs up and share it out to show to friends and family. Thank you and welcome. That's nice. Thank you, Peggy. Yep. So let's keep rolling along here. Crimes against humanity cannot be pardoned by any president. Biolabs in Ukraine, Biden family, COVID war. That's right. Congratulations to the unvaccinated for not taking health advice from satanic pedophiles. Yeah, that's probably why he's so. Look at those eyes. He's got rat eyes, doesn't he? Does not look like a good guy. Oh, did you see this? Oh, a new book. Berenstain Bears. Not Berenstein. Berenstain Bears cut down a flock camera. Oh, look at that. Even they're doing it. Look at that. Must be a trend. Must be a trend. Margie Long, thanks for putting that out there. Oh, what's this? Anthony Fauci. Oh, here's the science. He's ignoring the science and looking at the fifth. Look at that. That's a great meme. That's always a good meme. And look at this beautiful picture here from Astronomy Picture of the Day. Bernard's Loop over twin volcanoes in July 28th, 2026. Image credit and copyright Gonzalo Lazarna Vargas. Explanation: what's connecting these two volcanoes? In ancient folklore, the volcanoes, the one on the left and Pompeii on right, are connected by representing a mystical prince and princess who engaged in a forbidden romance. Ooh, sounds like Romeo and Juliet. Look at that. Oh, and here's where we got our picture for the thumbnail. Oh, you know what? I didn't see the show. But this picture right here proves to us once and for all that finally we know the destiny of planet Jupiter. Planet Jupiter, it seems, is transforming into a cosmic bowling ball. So God can take his fingers, stick them in there, and toss. I hope he doesn't. That would be catastrophic to the rest of our planetary neighbors here, like billiard balls bouncing all over the place. But look at that. Isn't that curious? A triangle shape of almost equal size storms going on in a triangle shape there. Jupiter is an amazing planet, but you can't go there. It's too radioactive. And did you see this? This is that 16-year-old lifeguard who saved that little boy. Dan Bongino shared this out. The father of 16-year-old hero lifeguard Ryder Williams reveals that his son told him after he risked his life to save 10-year-old boy from the treacherous waters. What was it? He told me, excuse me. He told me when he got home, he said, "Dad, I wasn't going to let go of that kid because I knew if I let go of him, he was going to drown. And I wasn't going to let that happen." Isn't that sweet? That's awesome. That is just such a, here's a 4-year memory. This is a meme I made years ago. we have rebranded our show with a name that reflects the size of our remaining audience, the few. Oh, I'm so proud of that meme. Oh, yeah, it keeps coming back for more. Oh, and there's our last show, so we're going to skip on back over here. Over here. I got to get a sip of this coffee. Nothing like coffee. That's where you get your vitamin C from. Any food or drink that starts with C gives you vitamin C. Maybe not, but in my little world, it does. It's the placebo effect. If you think it has vitamin C, you get a 40% chance of it happening. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? No clue, Mr. Magoo. Well, we're going to go over to X. You know what? We might have time to do a little call in too a little later. So let's go for that, shall we now? In the meantime, let's go over and check out X to see what's happening over here. And let's see here. Oh, the only solution from Sparks N123. I think that's a good solution. We all got to get our kicking boots on and kick those Muslims right out of here. Go on back to one of your other countries that you destroyed. You're not going to destroy this one. Look at this, a Batman fan. You can't believe it. Oh. Isn't that sweet? He kissed the cowl. Isn't that wild? Yeah. Aw. Isn't that sweet? Look at that. Made his day, maybe his week, month too, eh? So when you put on the cowl, you never know the kind of love that you're going to get. There's our show, episode 802. Can you believe it? 802, 802. And Skinny Bob Facts. This is from Eddie Abbott. Now, I don't know this guy. I'm going to look him up and check him out. Those who know who I am know that I am one of the first whistleblowers to come out on hidden bases under Mesa, under the oceans, on the moon, and all through our solar system. What they use cattle for, Skinny Bob authenticity. Skinny Bob was... I'll let the confuser read this for me. And we can look at Skinny Bob while it reads. Oops. Oh, geez. See, that's what I don't like about this thing. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. This is very interesting.
Skinny Bob was a classified video I watched in a skiff where I worked in 2008. As you may have heard me state in a lengthy interview out of England, it was brought to our attention it had been stolen from Cybernet. We were shown a very lengthy video. It's real. It wasn't on the internet until 2011. The theft took place through a government computer with access to our highly classified confiscated videos. This on coming from Russia. The person who eventually leaked it called himself Ivan, only because the nature of the video was from Russia. It was leaked by a Pentagon insider and our department did a massive counterintelligence cover-up once it hit the web. The CIA is still investigating the leaker to this day. So no, it is not a digital creation. This is one of dozens of videos containing captured beings and shitty footage of landings and encounters that I was privileged to see while holding my TSC clearance. So we can put to rest the damn civilian know-it-all saying it was a digital creation. This military intelligence analyst has gone on record that the video is very old and was stolen in 2008. The rest is just for know-it-alls to argue over. I know the truth.
Isn't that interesting? I don't know about the veracity of this gentleman's claims, but I guess it has a chance to be true. And from the moment this footage came out, it just rung true to me. It just seemed really authentic. And of course, Bernie Mendez actually communicated with him. Said he was a really nice guy. Look at those hands. The new footage, however, fake. Oh, did you see this? There's BB. Look. Breaking in a long overdue reciprocal honoring of another's faith. Netanyahu makes a pilgrimage to touch our holy wall. There's Bucky's. Look at that. He's honoring Bucky's. Look at that. Isn't that funny? I thought that was hilarious. Hilarious. And look at this. Bird's watching this guy fish. He wasn't found. Look at the bird. What's he gonna do? Oh wow.
I was not expecting that. Okay. Kudos on you, dude. Hell yeah.
That's why the bird was watching him. He's like, that human is cheating, man. He's using tools. You just got to use your beak to catch those things. And he put it back. Isn't that's sweet. I like that. Nature is amazing. It's an amazing thing. And did you hear this? Vance, $230 billion in fraud has been identified already. Isn't that incredible? And it's just the beginning. So Vance is doing a great job. I think he's got a great team behind him. And so he's just doing that. Oh, and here it is from Cabe. UFOs are going in and out of mountains in Sedona. It's true. Galactic Federation and White Hats work together and board bases in Sedonia. Listen to this. This is interesting.
Sedona was a key part of the investigative effort, and at least one of those episodes was really exclusively focused on that effort. I went there myself, and there were some strange things that came up on the cameras.
It seems like UFOs, similar to the Mesa at Skinwalker Ranch, you have transmedium UFOs going in and out of the mountain. It's restricted space, presumably for this university, but you never see anybody from the university there. Instead, you see nondescript, armed gunmen randomly walking around. You can't walk in.
Camera surveillance.
And it's almost
in
like
the middle of nowhere.
That's right. It's almost like the implication of all of this is because you have a few of these sorts of places all around the world. You have Mount Zale, you have Mount, that's in Australia. You have Mount Hayes in Alaska. You have Mount Perdido in Spain,
Shasta
in Yangani, Mount Shasta in California. And it feels like you almost have alien might be the wrong term, but alien bases on Earth.
We'll see. We will see.
And then, but then what's strange?
This is the age of disclosure. I mean, there are too many of us now funding research efforts. We are going to bring this forward.
The fact that you have helicopters escorting some of these UFOs and UAP into the mountains, that blows my mind, because then it's like not just...
No, it's a coordinated effort.
Yes, between humans and the beings.
Yeah. Well, and it speaks to the reality of these special access programs. So there is a part of the military industrial complex that has been involved with these topics for a long time.
Isn't that interesting? And Valeronian says, in nearly every one of Leonard Springfield's reports, the bodies returned from crashed UFOs were of gray diminutive humanoid type. So Skinny Bob looks plausible to me. Well, but remember now, Valeronian, even on our planet, on our little teeny planet here, we've got midgets. We have really tall people. We got people of every color. We've got, dolphins that are very intelligent. We've got, I think, the octopuses are very intelligent. So if we have that much diversity of intelligent creatures on this planet, there's got to be other than just the small grays in the universe visiting us. That's my opinion. It's like there was a time in the early space exploration where they looked at putting amputees, like people without legs, into space, because then they would take up less space in the craft and it'd be easier. They could get around totally fine without legs up there. The other thing that was considered was putting midgets. So what if we sent midgets to another planet and they said, oh, look, people on Earth are short. They're little midgets. No, because we're not all midgets. So are these other places just sending the smallest of their people? I don't know. It's interesting, though. Yeah, but yet most of them are grays. They're small grays. You're right. But there have been others, too. Look at this. How's your day going? My morning. Yeah, better than this guy. Watch this. Okay, the strap snapped. I think he's got a toolbox. He's trying to get it loose or something. Good luck. Oh, it's moving. Oh, good. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, there goes the truck into the house. I'd say everybody's day was better than that guy's day. Look at that. Nothing went right. Oh, look. Nancy takes the fifth. Oh, she's taking Anthony Fauci's lead, but she's taking a different kind of fifth. Look at that. As she would. Yes, and look at this. Are you paying attention? And this is from a man of memes. The UK, Greece, Germany, Netherlands, Italy, Paris, USA, Sweden, Hungary, Bulgaria, Spain, Belgium, Denmark, Serbia, and Australia. Yeah, it's a worldwide invasion of these godless Muslims that want to kill everybody that isn't a Muslim. I mean, that's not a religion. That's a death cult. Sickening. It's totally sickening. And look at here's what's going on in Spain right now, folks. So do the police in Spain not have guns? I mean, shoot a couple of them in the legs and then the rest of them will leave. Just make an example. Yeah. And I'm sure the population doesn't have guns, but maybe they should, I don't know, get some bows and arrows or something, because this is terrible. Terrible. Muslims, they, like I said, they want to kill everybody. And here's Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates recreating one of those famous paintings, only with a very dark side to it. Look at that. You got the the Fauci ouchie there, and all the kids who died, all the people who died, including my dad. Very sad. John Cleese, did you hear about this? I'm not a racist. I'm a culturalist. I believe some cultures are superior to others. For example, I prefer cultures that do not encourage wife beating, pedophilia, clitoromedy. I guess I can't say that word. Stoning and constant inflation of the male ego. I am also aware the difference between Islamoscepticism and Islamophobia. Notice that hate does not come into this. Only moral preferences. What do you think about John Cleese? Pretty based. They need to get rid of all those people. There he is. If anyone hasn't been following John Cleese lately, it's been glorious. He just woke up one day and decided he was sick of all this shit. Millions must go. Yes, he's doing the crazy walk. And look at this. And we all knew that Roseanne Barr was right. Roseanne Barr, they gave us the goddamn COVID. So we'd send in mail order ballots. They overthrew the United States of America. They overthrew the Constitutional Republic of the United States of America. And then they covered it up with a January 6th bullshit. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And the conservative alternative puts this out. Elon Musk, either we fight back or they will kill us. Yes, it's pretty clear. That is the road forward, you might even say. And Anthony Fauci literally wrote in his diary, COVID was only a 0.2% fatality rate. And he was confronted. Let's watch
Dr.
that.
Fauci, you admitted in your own diary that COVID was nothing more than a flu. Do you
Oh gosh. Yeah,
regret shutting the world down? Are you ever going to admit that you killed millions of people through your poison shots? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID, Dr. Fauci?
He's not going to answer.
Here's the evidence.
Look at this. Chupacabra put this out. Remember when she mocked President Trump because the country thought Democrats were eating children? Then the Epstein emails came out proving they were eating children, and she was mentioned in them by name. And then her mom got kidnapped mysteriously from her house and never heard from again. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, she should be arrested. She should be arrested. This is how you take care of them. Look at this, a bacon launcher. Shoot bacon at these Muslims. They'll run like scared little girls. Bacon squad. Get him. Probably AI, but I love it. We need to think like that. There were only 8 of us at my father's funeral, and we had to stay 10 feet apart. I couldn't even hug my 92-year-old mother to console her. I will never forgive Anthony Fauci. He belongs in prison for life. Yes. And people are upset with Trump because he didn't come out firmly against the clot shot jabs. Although he did, he said you could have it if you want, but there's other alternatives. Hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. Assassinated Japanese prime minister didn't follow WEF orders, didn't mandate vaccines, sent 1.6 million doses back, and gave citizens ivermectin. Makes sense now? Yeah, they killed him. And 3 other leaders in Africa who didn't do it either. They killed them. They literally would have probably killed Trump or found a way to do it. So Trump is playing chess. Oh, 5D chess. This is sickening. This woman gets kicked off of an airplane for talking about Jesus by the Muslims. Isn't this sickening? What?
Can you tell me what's going on? You can't just tell me to get my stuff and then not tell me what's going on.
Okay, so you follow your stuff and follow me.
Huh?
Just pick up your stuff and follow me.
Okay. You're still not telling me.
Huh?
Still not telling me
So
what's
the
going
crew
on.
don't feel safe with you.
They don't feel safe?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know the message of Jesus Christ was unsafe. Wow. Do I have any guns or anything like that? No, I don't. So freedom of speech is not safe. So if I said something else, would that be okay? I'll tell you what this is. It's called spiritual warfare. You know why? Yeah, because demons don't like the name of Jesus. Yeah, but it's not unsafe to talk about the gospel. I didn't know. Is that a crime? Is it against the law? Can you tell me that? Is it? Can you tell us? Is it against the law? Is it against the law? I'm just asking you a question. I'm getting my stuff as I'm talking. So can you answer the question? Is it against the law to preach the gospel?
I don't need to answer any questions.
You can. You sure can. Yeah. Yeah, you sure can. Wow. Tell you what. Last days, people. Can't talk about Jesus anymore. Yep. That's how you know. That's how you know there's power in that name. Makes people feel unsafe. That's sad. Very sad. Very sad. Wow. Well, God bless everybody. If you know Jesus today, make him Lord of your life and continue to spread the gospel. We're in the last days. We're being persecuted. Persecuted to be a Christian. It's coming. We're going to go to jail. It's coming. It's coming. I am making my way. You see me walking, right? Okay. Thank you so much. Look at this. Hallelujah. You don't have to push my bag.
I didn't, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
Isn't that sick? I wonder what airline that is. That's just sickening. That is disgusting. Can you even believe it? Gas hit $4.50 because Trump stopped Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. Gas hit $5 under Biden because Democrats printed money and killed American energy. Those were two very different problems. Remember which one you were okay with. Man of memes. Some great memes there. And Glenn Beck, Fauci's diary wasn't leaked, stolen, or hacked. It wasn't even private. Secretary Kennedy breaks down exactly how he uncovered it. It was on the government server. He put it on his government computer confuser, and that's how they got it, because that's government property. It wasn't private at all. So there it is. Oh, passed the Save America Act. And there's Thune up there. I'm unable to solve. Yeah, he's worthless. He's a Democrat. And look at this. This is fun. Watch this. Isn't that good? Performing cat. Well, they gotta go on tour with that show. That's a pretty good show. Oh, there it is, Swedish Canary. Oh, look at that's the WNBA girl who was pointing at Fauci. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. The memes have been fantastic. How I imagined evil as a kid, how it actually looks. Look at that. Now, yeah, that's evil. That's evil. Cat Turd puts this out. Fauci's performance today made me sick. Smug arrogance, zero remorse, zero accountability. He refused to answer a single question, sharing this again as a reminder. He used your tax money, dollars, to fund the coronavirus lab research in Wuhan. Yes, he did. Thank you, Tulsi Gabbard. You rock. And did you hear about this? Rosie the Riveter has passed away, folks. I thought she already passed away. Is that a Mandela effect? But I guess she passed away again, or maybe the first time. Maybe I'm misremembering. Rosie the Riveter. Remember? During the war, the women had to take the men's places in factories. Oh, look at this guy. He's pogoing. Look at this. This is great. Wow, look at that. No helmet. Wow. Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Spring is in the air, you might say. Boyfriend leads his colorblind girlfriend to watch a sunset, and this is great. Gives her some of those glasses that make you see color. Colorblind people to see color. Watch this. This is great.
Oh, hell yeah.
What is it?
I'm not. Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can just the sunset! Oh my god!
They work?
Oh my god! I love you so much!
What about the blanket?
Oh, hell yeah!
What is it?
I'm not.
Did you see this up here? It looks like a UFO. I don't know what that is, but it stays in the same spot. Don't know what that is. Could it be the moon? It's too small to be the moon. Isn't that, I never get sick of watching these videos of colorblind people being able to see color for the first time. It's really, really amazing. Oh, and here's something interesting. If this is true, is this true? In the name of Allah, and this is the Greek number 666, surprisingly similar, makes you go, okay. It's like they took this X and made it into two swords, the kind of swords they chop people's heads off with. In the name of Allah is the same as the Greek number 666. Wait, wouldn't 666 be like three of the same? I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't look it up. I just took it as it was. Oh, look at this. This is great. Watch this. Whoa.
Oh my god!
She's trying to go back. Will she make it? She made it. Wow. I like that. That's pretty cool. Wow. That's pretty brave of her. Oh, and here is 2022. In 2022, 1,598 athletes suffered a heart attack. 1,100 of them died. And who knows, maybe all of them did later. I mean, isn't this sad? Remember this?
Boom, ischemia. Doctors call it vaccine-induced immune thrombotic event. Rare, yes, imagined, no. It's in the Lancet and HG&P. The question isn't if it happens, but why somebody's break the code. Genetics, gut, toxins, maybe all three. Because when the system built to defend starts to misfire, the result isn't protection, it's a stroke. They said stroke only happened to the old, but hospitals started seeing something new. Healthy people suddenly clotting. Coincidence? Maybe, but after 2021, studies began tracing small patterns, inflammation, platelets, microclots, weeks after certain shots. Most never noticed, but for a few, the immune system hits too hard. The same spike that's meant to protect starts sticking to vessel walls. Blood thickens, flow slows. Boom, ischemia.
Yeah, it was a depopulation effort. They knew exactly what they were doing. Exclusive grant of clemency, Rose Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., President of the United States of America. There's his, and Elon Musk put this out. No kidding. Fauci's pardon is dated back from 2014. Did you know what else happened in 2014? The NIH awarded a grant to study bat coronavirus in China, in the Wuhan lab. Oh, yeah, let's look at that. And there's our last show. And you know what? We're going to open the lines up. I'm going to, let's see. Here is the StreamYard. So the StreamYard link, I'll put that in the Rumble chat and in the YouTube chat. And I'm going to go also over to the portrait channel. Where is it? There it is. And put it in the chat over here. Okay? So if you want to call in, just do it. And if you don't have a camera, I think it's okay. You just won't be able to, we won't be able to see you on camera. But just click on the link and you'll come into the queue, and then I'll bring you on. And we can talk about anything that was in the show today or anything else that's going on on the planet. So give us a call. All right. We'll wait a little while here. In the meantime, let's see. We'll go over to the media assets. And let's watch something, shall we? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll watch Chloe and Alicia again.
What does Chloe have on her head? What is that?
Chicken.
A chicken? What does a chicken say?
And here is Space Cadets, one of the promos for the Space Cadets. We'll play that while we wait for someone to call in. If you want to call in, feel free. Okay. Oh, we got someone already. Why, it's Valeronian. We're adding Valeronian to the stage. Hello, good friend. How you doing?
Hello, Aaron. It's good to see you. I didn't know if this was going to work. I don't have a laptop. This is just my handheld phone.
Okay.
Makes me look slightly ridiculous. It just make my neck look huge. But
I see the propeller of your helicopter above you there.
Yeah. It's running all the time. I'm been some hot days lately.
Yeah.
Ceiling fan, and I'm surrounded by dogs and a cat.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And just going on and on about UFOs on my cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the stuff about the Greys. The little, a little thing that I can't resolve really. That the original account of a crashed UFO that we have, the original one, very first ever, was this guy Frank Scully, and what he describes are little men who are normal human, look like normal human beings, except they're like 3 feet tall.
Okay.
And they're not Greys. Well, everybody who's dealt with this subsequently tries to make this fit the narrative of the gray aliens. They fit into that, but that's not really what Scully said. But another little interesting thing, these authors, this book surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to come along, but there was a book called The Aztec Incident. Scott and Suzanne Ramsey, they're the principal authors, the husband and wife team, and they attempt to vindicate Frank Scully because he got pretty thoroughly discredited by the by the skeptics of his day. He was most people too high, but Frank and Suzanne Ramsey setup that
Your audio's cutting out a little bit. I wonder, maybe a little closer to the microphone, maybe.
Yeah, this bring it closer. It does weird things. Picture.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
much better arrangement with my desktop, but I've had to locate. Don't have
Yeah.
for the old phone.
Okay.
Pretty horrible. The worst picture I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, these cameras, they distort. The closer you get to them, the like, look how big my hands get. They're not really that big, but there's a distortion that happens.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
slide into Porco Rosso type configuration here. That's an Italian. No, it's a Japanese. It's a Japanese manga cartoon about a witch. Flies a plane in the Adriatic and fights pirates.
Okay.
Set in the 1920s. It was written by a Japanese guy. I don't know if it's a cartoon or just manga. I don't know the details.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking like that on your screen. Oh boy, I need an aviator.
Now, there have been also reports of extraterrestrials that look like they have like a elephant's trunk or like a walrus face in a way. And
well, now that's interesting because, of course, the Hindu, one of those Hindu gods, I can't remember the name. It's like human form, but elephant.
Yes. Yep. That's true.
Ganesha.
Yes. Elephant. I'll try and look that up.
It's spread with and of Ganesha fits the pattern of teachers, divine teachers who come down out of the sky and teach elements of civilization. That's a thread running. But the Greek word always sort of which with what we call an ET, what we would interpret as being ET.
Okay. I can't seem to find a picture of it on the internet, but some people claim that
common Hindu icon most people have seen sometime or another.
The other thing about these beings with the trunk-like nose is they're very violent. They fight a lot, but the more generations they're here, the more they lose those alien features. So there's a theory that there's a planetary template of life. If aliens come here and stay long enough, they'll just, through the generations, conform to that template of life, which I think is an interesting concept.
I've not come across that in my reading, but it does. There's a logic to it. There is a logic.
Yes.
The story. The boy. Adulthood. Those people who.
We're missing a lot of your verbiage there. It's cutting out. Maybe you got a sound, a background noise feature.
No, I turned the volume way down on this phone because that's what I was having to do with my my laptop back in the day.
Okay.
Because the phone, the individual system would create an interference.
Maybe turn it up a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
I'll do that now. I hadn't got a whole lot of controls here to work with.
Okay. Yeah, it's
now. Maybe if I speak into this end where the microphone is that
there
helping?
you go. Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, let's see, where was I? I was commenting on ETs and some of our ideas about them. Various writers will impose various concepts that maybe they get from science fiction. I have not heard, my own reading of UFOs, I have not heard of entities with elephant trunks. That's a new one.
Oh, really?
Now, I've come across the original Alien movie, the dead one they found that was gigantic in the control chair in the crashed ship. He had what looked like an elephant trunk, except it also looked like a hose to a breathing system, maybe. That was one that I can think of. But another example I think of, which is utterly ludicrous, but here we go. Did you ever hear of Richard Shaver?
No.
The Shaver mystery.
Never.
That was insanity, and it's obscure insanity. It's obscure for good reasons. But Richard Shaver was a writer of the late 1940s who wrote science fiction for Raymond Palmer's magazine, Amazing Stories.
Okay.
Amazing Stories had been this very respectable, this wonderful science fiction publication in the 1920s and 30s, but it kind of went downhill under Raymond Palmer's guidance in the 40s, kind of low budget pulp kind of thing. But Shaver wrote a story called I Remember Lemuria, which he said was his own personal racial memory of adventures back in ancient lost continent of Lemuria. And Shaver imagined that this civilization had fallen, and in its aftermath there were these evil entities living in caves below the earth called the D-Rose, who were abducting people and torturing them. And the D-Rose, in the pictures, the pen and ink illustrations of these stories in the pulp magazine would show a D-Row would be this gigantic man who would have this horrible face that was sort of like half human and half elephant with a trunk. Supposedly their evil had caused them to develop deformities or something like that. It was weird and it was sadistic kind of pulp fiction that was. It would show a lot of women with big breasts and scanty clothing on, and then a melodrama of sorts. It was considered a scandal because Palmer would write editorials hinting that these stories were all racial memories of things which had really happened, and readers who take science fiction seriously take it seriously as being a form of literature where with speculative elements, and they want it to be taken seriously and not just pulp junk. And the stuff Shaver was writing was definitely pulp junk. I mean, it was the bottom tier of the sci-fi universe. But I keep seeing Shaver concepts recycled and brought into ufology, and I'm not 100% sure that everything that was said was purely fictional. This story of the underground base under Dulce, the Archuleta Mesa at Dulce, it resembles one of Richard Shaver's Sado porn sci-fi stories. It has many horrible features that are just disgusting. And I've been wanting to look at not just the Sean David Morton account, but other accounts written to correlate them, see how much of a ring of truth it has, because it's a story that needs, if it's for real, then it needs to be retold, because it would serve as a warning about the alleged space aliens and their activities. John
Yes.
Morton was saying that the entity in charge of this horrible operation was a Nordic, not a Gray. The Grays were carrying this stuff out, but the Nordic was in charge of everything. And I've not come across that before, and I'm curious about it because Sean David Morton died shortly after these books of his were published.
Right. That's
and,
very sad.
And it's it's also kind of suspicious when you look at the extreme elements he was saying. Having to bring this close to my mouth where the microphone is. I think the microphone's at the bottom of the phone, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, we can hear you. The sound is very good, though. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I turned that volume up because I turned it down because every time I do this at my desktop back at home, I'd this sound interference and double sound on it. And so I figured that would happen on my handheld phone, and it's not. This is working okay, it seems.
Oh, good. Yeah, we can hear you much better now. There's no cutting out.
But anyway, that's the stuff that obsesses me. That's when these stories, I try to correlate this stuff and make it make sense, and it does in a way. It does. Green Children's story, especially, seems like a missing piece to the puzzle that nobody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
That book by Duncan Lunan that I bought, which I would.
The Green Kids?
Yeah, it was. That book was it was a thick book. It was full of footnotes and bibliographical entries, and it was just very, very thoroughly researched. I have never seen an author of paranormal topics work so hard to try to prove his point,
mm-hmm.
when his point is something that academic scholars are never going to believe. I mean, they're never going to take Duncan Lunan seriously, and yet Duncan Lunan worked very, very hard on that book.
Mm-hmm.
It was a dense text, it was a difficult read, but it's full of so much stuff that it demands that I reread it just to get it straight, and it would seem to fit a lot of what we're seeing with UFOs and their occupants. The notion of the people out there include biologically mostly normal human beings are living out there on other worlds is what this would imply, what this would seem to be establishing.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you read
contact from way back?
Have you read any Lawrence Spencer's books? He did do a fiction book about the Wizard of Oz, or the Wicked Witch of the West was really an alien. That's why she was green.
Oh,
and he
that.
So,
I kind of wonder about Oz sometimes because certain authors will tell you that some things are what they call limited hangouts, or
mm-hmm.
where classified secret stuff is put in
mm-hmm.
fictional form and partially released supposedly to prepare the public. But I've never heard anyone claim the Oz stories would do that. But if I remember, the backstory about Oz included this notion that if you see the movie again, the witch is green, and those guards around the witch, those tall guys with the fuzzy hats, they're green skinned also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there is a race of humanity there around Oz that has that green skin coloration.
Yeah, and Lawrence Spencer, I had the pleasure of interviewing him. However, that interview is gone now. It was on Blog Talk Radio, and he was an interesting person. Now, after he wrote his book about Oz, someone told him about Matilda McElroy, who was a Army airfield nurse at Roswell in 1947, and he said, I think she was there during the Roswell incident. You might want to call her. So he called her up, had like a half-hour talk with her, and she was interested in his book, so he sent her a copy of the book. But she said, "No, I didn't see anything. I can't say anything." And about 6 months later, he got a package from Ireland. I think it was Ireland. It was a thick package, and it was the transcripts of the 2-week-long interview, the alien interview, which is the name of the book that he put out. And in it, Matilda told Lawrence that, "Hey, I've been hanging on to this for all this time. They didn't know I had this extra copy." She goes, "But I'm here in Ireland because my husband and I are at the end of our lives, and we're going to be doing, exiting the planet together because they can do it legally there." And she said, "But I wanted to give you this after reading your book. I think you're a good person to give this to." She said, "You might want to put this into a fiction novel so you won't get in trouble or get hurt from it." But instead, he took it exactly how it was and typed it all out and then burned the original transcripts and put the book out. And he's dead now. But so that's very fascinating. And I'm glad that he put it out the way that he saw it instead of working it into a fiction. So just from that, you think, well, so maybe some of these fiction stories have some truth to them, and that was their way of putting it out there without getting in trouble.
Yeah, I remember the Kevin Randall book about Roswell. He was saying the researchers had been trying to find the nurse who had been present at the autopsy. They'd been unable to do so. Locate that person, saying that the Spencer person located the nurse very easily, comparatively easily.
Yeah, I think those two books by Lawrence Spencer are really, really good. You might actually like his Oz book. I can't remember the name of that one, but I'm sure you could find it on the internet. But
yeah, it doesn't surprise me that somebody's written. I assume it's a nonfiction that gives the background for the creation of the Oz novels.
Oh no, he just wrote it as a fictional novel, exploring the idea that she might have been an alien.
Okay. Because I know there is this follow-on to The Wizard of Oz that's recent, where they made the Broadway musical out of it, where the witches are first they're friends and then they become rivals, and it's sympathetic toward the Wicked Witch. Is very it makes her kind of the heroine. Not sure. I haven't really read much of it. I never read the Oz novels in their entirety. My experience of that is mostly just the Wizard of Oz TV show. I mean, the movie that they show on TV every year.
Right, and that was done so long ago, and yet the colors are so vivid and vibrant for an early color movie. I mean, it's just incredible what they did. It went from sepia to color, just dramatic, very dramatic.
Yeah, when I first saw it, it became an immersive experience. I was just drawn into it very much.
Yeah,
that movie, and so some science fiction works have that effect on me, which is the cause of my lifelong addiction to certain types of stories and ideas. The whole notion, this guy Ashley Forbes is suggesting that the MH370 airliner was sent off in a wormhole deliberately, and that it wasn't aliens doing it; it was our own government.
Right. Yeah.
It's very fantastic, but he does a terrific job of making it sound plausible.
Well, it maybe is plausible, and maybe even more plausible because Andrew Brishago talks about how he was told by an admiral that some airplanes are fitted with teleportation. So, and during the Bosnia event during the Clinton presidency, they would take off here, teleport to Bosnia, and then teleport back, and they'd be home for dinner. after their bombings. So, and some ships have the teleportation as well.
Yeah, allegedly. This goes back. It correlate what you're saying correlates with that series of books that Peter Moon, can't remember the other guy's name, but wrote about the Montauk project, which allegedly was a continuation of the Philadelphia experiment, and then the Phoenix. What was it called? Phoenix.
Phoenix Lights.
No, what it was, Pegasus, the Pegasus
Oh yeah,
project.
Project Pegasus. Yeah.
Andrew was part of.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, sort of seems to derive from the Montauk work, although I don't know that Andrew ever directly talks about Montauk.
Well, the only thing he mentions about Montauk is the Montauk chair, which you can experience subjective moments in your own future. He says that the chair, the lore was that the chair was taken out of an extraterrestrial craft, and the idea is they're going so fast they need to see ahead in time what they might be encountering.
Yeah, I read a speculation about that today, even somewhere on, I guess it was a YouTube thing. Somebody was saying that Einstein and Arnold Sommerfeld had this correspondence where they discussed the possibility of a quantum telephone, that quantum signaling occurs where you get you get a signal from the future that determines the present.
Mm-hmm.
How what they call it, resolution of the field, or the anyway, when a quantum event occurs. So this future signaling could be used to set up a communication system where you could get a telephone call from the future, which
mm-hmm.
I think was sometimes a bit facetious and playful. I don't know if he was really serious about that, but
Mm-hmm.
he was with Arnold Sommerfeld, and that strikes a chord because Arnold Sommerfeld, he was the German scientist who acted as a mentor for something like a dozen Nobel Prize winners, but he never won the Nobel Prize himself. And some historians look back at him and say that that's really a tragedy because he deserved it way more than many of the people who got it. But he was he helped Albert Einstein develop relativity theory and quantum theories. In what's his name, Corey Goode's account of his 20 and back adventures.
Mm-hmm.
The spaceship he was stationed on allegedly was named the Arnold Sommerfeld, which always struck me as a bit remarkable because that's a German quantum physicist from the very early 20th century who I'd never heard of before I read about Corey Goode.
Wow.
And I looked it up and was amazed that I'd never heard of this guy because he'd done so much, had such a distinguished career, and he was never a Nazi. Which sets him apart from a few others.
And Corey Goode also famously said that he was shown the future when a solar flare would hit the Earth, and it's supposed to happen somewhere between 2028 and 2034. And the sun is really revving up right now. We've got a proton.
Yeah, solar maximum. Oh boy. Well, yeah, had that volcanoes and earthquakes and hordes. Yeah, we're being slam banged. But
yeah,
you have
to 3 mile high tsunamis.
Oh boy, yeah.
Worldwide, always carry a surfboard just in case.
That was a science fiction story. Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle, the book, but this asteroid slams into the Earth and it's in the Pacific and creates this gigantic tidal wave. This California surf punk on it in a surfboard rides to his death on the ultimate big wave.
Wow.
That was that's how you liven up a science fiction story that otherwise would be grim.
Yeah. Interesting. Or carry a water buoy, says JJ.
Yeah. The super tsunami.
Oh, we're not hearing you again.
Oh yeah, I drifted away, drifted away so I could see my face. Yeah, I got to talk right into the mic evidently on this. I'm just holding a phone. I don't have my
Right.
I have my laptop. Laptop's not functional, and my desktop's not functional, and my phone is losing battery power. So
Oh no. Well, we really appreciate you calling in. It's nice, so nice to hear you, and we sure miss your friend, Maxwell Smart.
yeah,
He was the first person I heard talk about fenbendazole or menbendazole, and it turns out to be really good against some cancers, apparently.
yeah, and it was devised as I believe a worm treatment or a parasite treatment.
Right. Yes.
Something about the origins of cancers, but I don't say that to the American Medical Association and get away with it.
Well, we were lucky to have him on the air as much as he did call in, and so those episodes are in the archives somewhere. If you can go back and search them.
Yeah, I really he and I we'd get together every Saturday and have a kind of bull session and some Mexican food and beer and a long conversation where I talk over my science fiction readings or the state of ufology or something.
He said that you guys at one of the places you went to, they had like a trivia contest, and you were scoring big points because it was a subject that you were really honed in on. So he was very impressed by your knowledge.
Yeah, it was one of those weird things that happen that aren't going to happen again. But the subject matter was the secret identities of comic book superheroes, and it had a question about the Watchmen, and I finished reading the Watchmen, so I could actually remember. Of course, I can't remember much. I can't. CRS syndrome hits me frequently, but on this occasion, it's all the names of those alter egos or Watchmen characters came to my mind, so I aced it. The only time I've ever done that on a trivia thing.
And thank you again for the super nice mug that you gave me. This Elvis mug, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. In a what was it? Cracker Barrel hereabouts.
Okay. It's in my background. I'll probably end up using it at some point.
You immediately. Got to get that for Aaron.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I think maybe we'll call it a night because I know your phone is running low. And last thing you want to say to the listeners out there about what you want to talk about?
Okay, I guess keep watching the skies. They can't all be orbs.
Yeah, right.
The only ones I really love are just when the object has like a window or rivets or a doorway, something that gives it substance. I'm not sure what to make of orbs.
Right, the orbs are because it could be just dust or something. Who knows?
Well, there's a class of plasma phenomena that may fit it, but
that's true.
If Ashton 4 orbs is right, it's a little of both.
Yeah, and Corey Good brings up the story when he was on the research vessel. He claims that they went to the upper clouds of Jupiter. We had Jupiter for our thumbnail, and they found plasma life forms that were feeding off the radiation in the upper clouds of the planet. And they captured one, brought it in, and it passed away.
Ooh.
Then they went to get another one, and it evaded them. So it showed all of the things of life. So plasma life forms, like, we have to broaden our view of what life really is, according to him. So that always was a very fascinating thing that he talked about.
Yeah, Joseph P. Farrell has a book out recently where he talked about plasma life forms. The Demon in the Ecure, it's called.
Yeah. So fascinating. Well, thank you again, Valeronian, for calling in. I really appreciate it, and hopefully next time we'll catch you when you got your confuser, and we'll get a little bit better picture and sound.
Yeah,
But
yeah, machines don't seem to like me lately. Everything everything I touch breaks down. But
all right.
anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to you again, Aaron. I missed this.
You're welcome, and thanks for calling in. We'll talk
All
to you
right.
next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was our good friend Valeronian. So nice to see him again. And we're going to call it a night. I want to thank everyone who came along. We do this every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central, because we're just on Range of Strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that gall darn UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. And we'd love to hear your stories. Until then, peace in. That's world peace, baby. Oh, look, Kathy's got her good night message out there. Good night, everyone. And I got to give my little thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. Lots of exclamation points and some hearts, because it's Friendship Day and you guys are my best friends. You know you are, and you are. All right. And then JJR says, wait a minute, these plasma life form on Jupiter upper atmosphere sounds like a movie. Yeah, that would be a good movie. And JJ says, good night. Good night, buddy. And Kathy said, good night, everyone. And Peggy says, God bless you all. Much love and peace in. Have a great rest of your Friday night and have a great weekend. Much love. See you Monday, Aaron. Welcome August. Yes, goodbye July and welcome August. Then I said, thank you all so very much, because you're the Truth Questers, remember. We got one more coming. A couple more. Oh, that was a movie. And Viewer says, good night, everyone. And JJR says, trying to remember the movie. Oh, there was a movie about that. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Well, we'll see you all again on Monday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Peace in.